All right, it says we're live. All right. It says we're live. So, welcome from the Crossroads of America. Talk show about guns, politics, or anything else that crosses my mind. Oh, God, my brain's gone dead. We'll answer questions from the audience. Just put them in the chat or email me at rickslife at gmail.com or spottedrick@gmail.com. I have a Patreon page, PayPal, and all the other good stuff in the info section below. Okay, we got that out of the way. At the moment, my one panelist I got right now, which is the best one, is New York Outcast. How you doing?
Doing well. Thanks for having me. Thanks for joining us.
Okay.
Best is always great when you're the only one that shows up, you know?
Yes. Yeah. And I got the two best, subscribers in the chat right now, Tactical FUD and Defense Dad, So if that's all we've got, there's just the four of us here. Oh, hopefully other people will show up. I don't know if they will or not. Oh, Kingpin's shown up in the chat. So anyway, my original title to this show was Gun Channels. Oh, excuse me. Gun channels that fearmonger do more harm than good. Because, I've noticed lately, two or three of them over this latest bill going through the government there, through the Senate, I think, first. I'm not sure if it's Senate or the House, where they want to start investigating 4473 denials after 24 hours. And oh my God, they're invading your privacy. And and all this. Yes, nobody wants to be investigated. I understand that. But the way they're wording it is, they're saying denials, which is what it is, but the way they're wording it, they're coming over like it's not only denials, but delays as well. And it's not. They're only going to, I don't think they should do it. I don't think it should pass, personally, myself. But where I'm going with this is start an investigation on it, because right now, less than 1% of denials are prosecuted, but now they want the government to start investigating these denials to to prosecute them, I guess. But I guess they're going to get extra funds for doing that because it all costs money. But another thing too is I've heard a couple of gun channels say 90% or 99 something percent of denials are false positive. Well, I've done some research, believe it or not. The newest I've found was an FBI statistics 2019. Denials, not delays, denials. 20, because a denial, you have to request and you have to appeal it. They don't do it for you. You got to request it, right? Out of their 27% only are overturned, not 90% as some of these gun channels are claiming. Only 27% of denials are overturned, and that's based on an FBI report. And actually in 2019, that's the latest I found so far. They only had 103,592 denials in the NICS system. That ain't bad considering the millions and millions of 4473s that are done every day. And so 27% of those are overturned, that it was wrong. Because if it's now, I didn't bother to check on how many delays there was and how many of them are wrong, which might be closer to the 90% what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? But the way I read the bill that they're trying to submit, it's for denials they want to investigate after 24 hours, not delays. But anyway, but what I'm saying is the way I was sitting there. I watched a couple yesterday. Was it yesterday or the day before on YouTube? And I'm listening to them. And I go, all you're doing is fear mongering here. You know? So, Vanessa Kitty, how many states don't do NICS checks? Well, I mean, every state has to do a check of some sort for the 4473. I would imagine. Don't they, Rob?
I honestly don't know. For a new gun out of a shop, maybe, but secondhand sale, I wouldn't think so. Not in every state.
How many states do NICS checks? Oh, I mean NICS checks every gun purchase. Well, if it's gone through an FFL, they have to do a 4473. Now, I'm not sure. I mean, I've only ever bought 3 guns. I've only bought 3 firearms at one time. It's the most I ever bought at one time. And all 3 of them went on 4473. So I'm just saying that. So now private sales, there's no NICS check, but I'm just I don't know. I guess those 2 I listened to, kind of left a bad taste in my mouth. I thought, yes, I mean, I don't think that bill should go through. I mean, I don't believe in the 4473 to start with, but the way they were doing it, the way they were coming across to me, was they were fear mongering. They were trying, even though it was denials, they were emphasizing sort of like delays as well were going to be investigated in 24 hours. No, they're not. It's only denials. And denials are not like delays. Denials is because something came up on your report that said, well, and as I've already said, the FBI in 2019 said only 27% of those were overturned. And as the person who was denied, it's your job to initiate the appeal on that. So that's telling me 27, let's call it 30%. That's telling me that 70% of people who filled one out and were denied knew they weren't entitled to buy a firearm.
I don't know. I think the topic you're speaking of, anybody out there giving news or whatnot shouldn't obviously be misleading people, because initially I was actually under that impression that it was denials and lots of people get denied for all types of things, or delayed, I should state, not denials. So delays aren't that uncommon. So initially, that was the impression I got from probably seeing one of those videos or a conversation somewhere as well. So obviously, there's quite a difference with that. I did, yeah, and this don't really agree with it in a sense, but yeah, it's no shock. I wouldn't see it as any shock. Of course, they'd probably use the case of a violent, 20-time felon getting upset with his girlfriend and apparently going to a legal shop to buy a firearm to, get denied, and stopping somebody like that would be good with their intent of harm or something, I guess. But I don't know. I really don't like any of it in a sense. In my opinion, less almost, they kind of treat you like a criminal all around, where we have to prove our innocence. If they have a problem, they should, have to prove our guilt, in my opinion.
Yeah. Vanessa said, does the report break down what they were denied for? No. But from what I've been reading, most people have a felony conviction. And a lot of that, maybe when they were in their early teens or whatever, got busted for drugs or something, and that kind of thing. That's what I was coming out, but I don't know if the report didn't break it down that far. I've never been delayed either, but delayed is the way. How did they word it? A denial is it comes up that you are a person that is not entitled to buy a firearm. A delay is they can't categorically say that you are denied until they investigate further. I think that's how they worded it. So, a lot of it is maybe having a similar name, or you got a similar name to somebody who has a felony against them. So they check it out, and when they realize, oh no, that's not you, your cell goes through. But
my lady gets delayed, not denied, but
delayed
because of a because she was involved in a domestic incident. Years and years back. So basically, where really she wasn't at fault, but that's despite the point. But needless to state, because she was involved in a domestic incident years and years back, they delay her, and it's looked into, and then she's usually approved within that 3 days. But they tend to always try to hit her with it, though.
Yeah. So. Now, the strange thing is, they say, like those delays or anything that stuff, theoretically, the FBI or the NIC system is meant to purge all that info that's wrong, right? But it doesn't. We know that, but like you're saying right there, she gets denied every time. I mean, once they figure that out a couple of times, that info that they're using to delay her should be taken out of the system, right? Because they know it's wrong, but they don't take it out, So,
Hello, Squib.
That's a bad thing. Hey, Squib.
All right. So my understanding is that if you have a felony conviction and so much time passes, you've served your time in prison and all of that, you're past any sort of parole type situation, you're now a returning citizen. that you can hire a lawyer and you can have it expunged. I hear it's a very expensive and lengthy process, but it is possible. If somebody chooses not to do that, then that's on them. And you might go, but it's expensive. Okay, how bad do you want your freedom? I shouldn't have to pay for my freedom. You're right, but you screwed up in the first place. Now, if you were innocent, absolutely innocent, and you still got screwed over by the system, which does happen on occasion, and you feel that you shouldn't have to pay for your rights back or pay to get this off your record or whatever, and that's the way you want it, then that's on you. We all pay for things that we don't think are fair or right. I'm not saying it's right, but it's something we all deal with every single day. Okay. But if you made that mistake, you have the option to have it removed from your record so you can move on with your life. If you don't want to do that, then that's on you. I know that there are mistakes made with the NICS. I don't get the whole thing. If you're named John Smith and they're named John Smith and they live 10 states away from you, they're 20 years older than you, and they have a different social security number than you, how they can delay you on that, that's our government. That's how stupid our government is. But for the most part, most people don't get delayed. Most people don't get denied. And gun shops might just not sell it to you if you get a delay or a denial, or I should say a delay, because they don't want that liability. It might have come back much later, or if at all, that everything was fine. But there are things like a UPIN, and there are people that do not want to get a UPIN. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. If you're John Smith, it might be a good idea to have a UPIN. And I'm not saying that there's a way to petition the FBI or the ATF or anybody else to get your record straightened out, because we all know if it takes, forever to just get your taxes filed or get your driver's license, it could, you may never get the federal government to fix your stuff. They lose stuff all the time. It's just a mess. This is why the government shouldn't be involved in as much as it is. So I'm not saying it's just cut and dry, just give a lawyer a couple $1,000s and you walk away and you're good. But if you don't make the effort, don't count on the government to.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know if you heard me say it, but from what I got did you hear me say that I got this from an FBI report 2019 that they only had, as you said, they're rare. They only had 103,000 denials in the NICS system, and 27% of those were overturned. And to overturn, if you get denied at the FFL, it's you have to initiate the appeal. They don't do it for you. So
I don't know that they legally can. It's just like when you fill out a 4473, they can't tell you what to write on there.
No.
Now you could ask them a question. What does this mean? Right?
Oh, I've done that many a time.
And they can answer that, but they can't tell you, well, check all these boxes yes and check these boxes no, and you'll be fine. If they do that, they're committing a crime.
Oh, yeah. But no, I see. I don't know if you were here at the beginning. My original thing is that I noticed a lot of gun channels over this. I don't agree with it, over this latest bill that's in government there to initiate a investigation on a 4473 denial within 24 hours. And where I was going with, to me, the couple I saw, these gun channels, the way they were going on about it, like they were implying they're talking delays as well. And they're not. Delays have nothing to do with it. It's a totally different subject,
Is the bill saying that? Is the bill saying that if somebody was actually denied, that they would go and talk to the person, possibly arrest them because they tried to buy a firearm illegally?
Yes, that's what they're trying to do.
I'm all for that. Because here's the thing. We're always saying, just enforce the laws that are on the books, and you don't need to create new laws. Well, if we're going to practice what we preach, then why aren't we supporting this? Now, if it's going after you for a delay, I don't agree with that. And if your denial is because of a screw up, then, I would think that you would be able to prove it Now, I don't want to see a whole bunch of people getting arrested, wrongfully accused, wrongfully prosecuted, that sort of thing, wrongfully jailed. But if they want to say, well, all these straw purchases are happening, or they're bringing guns into Chicago from Indiana, or all this other garbage, why don't they actually enforce the laws that are on the books? If you're a felon and it's blatantly obvious that you are trying to buy a firearm, you're trying to get one over on the system, hoping that they don't catch it, you get a delay, and the guy releases a gun to you, or whatever it is, why aren't you getting prosecuted?
Oh, I mean, that's what I'm saying is if yes, I mean you're right. We've only about 1% of this 103,000 get taken to court. For doing
Yeah,
what they do.
aren't we already supposed to be prosecuting people like that?
Yeah, but they don't.
In those worst case scenario. So, why would we be? So why do we need something else if they're just going to ignore the initial law? Kind of like Swipsing. Why more laws on it? In a sense, it doesn't make any. Unless it's just to double the funding for the same damn job. I mean, it doesn't make any sense.
And that's the reasoning they're using why they don't prosecute. Is because they don't have the funds to do it.
Bullshit.
But that's what they're saying.
I had something in my throat there.
But I mean, back to the fear. I mean, it was all I was talking about gun channels and fear mongering. It was these two I saw. Maybe I watched them at the wrong time, and I just thought this is terrible.
No, because fear mongering builds analytics, and analytics are one of the ways to potentially be compensated for this. There are lots of people in our culture, whether it be the firearm culture or the 2A culture, because there is a difference, who profit off of this, and they blatantly do the exact same thing they complain that the politicians do and the media does, because it stirs up the pot and it creates analytics. Now, I understand that some of them, even the organizations, do that to get Cheeto Man off the couch, right? Because you've got to scare the crap out of some people to get them to move. Other people don't need that. They're kind of insulted by it, people like me. But then there's other people that are like, I'm going to cash in on this. They aren't doing us any favors because they're spreading lies. Like you were saying, denial or delays aren't part of it. But they're going to imply that because that's going to get people stirred up, right, Rick?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I'll try. I'm reading the G23's thing in the chat here. He gets delayed every time. That's another thing that I was researching. The way it's meant to work, right? If you're delayed, right, and everything gets worked out, and they said yes, you're approved, you can have the firearm. Whatever was delayed you is meant. They have 88 days to get all that information off of your report that delayed you in the first place if it proved that it was wrong.
The reason G23 gets delayed is because who the heck would want to buy a Glock anyhow?
Well, true. I mean, but he says he's getting delayed every time. So that means who's ever in charge of putting the info in their database isn't doing their job by taking it off.
Yeah, and I wouldn't count on the government doing that. And
no.
Like I said, you could do your due diligence. You could spend your money. Here's the thing, too. Let's say you come back with documentation showing that your record is expunged, but yet you're still having problems, getting a job or buying a gun or doing whatever. You can go back to your lawyer. He's going to stick his hand out and be like, your retainer fee's up. You got to pay me more money to look into this. I'm not saying it's fair or it's right, but I am saying that for the people who are committing the crimes, we need to prosecute some of that stuff. And for the people who haven't committed a crime or have done their due diligence, they need to be treated fairly.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, I mean, there you go. I mean, that explains a lot. I mean, G23 is being very honest here in the chat, right? He had his records expunged, and he, like you, he even says here in black and white that he had a felony on his record, and he had it expunged. Now the NICS system is meant to take that off if it's been done correctly, But and that's why he's getting delayed all the time, because it's flagging it.
If this law being proposed only goes after people who are denied, and if this law being proposed has some provisions to make it more streamlined to have, an expunged record with the courts expunged with the FBI, then I don't see a problem with that. But if they don't have any provision in there to say, hey, we also need to look into people who are falsely delayed, falsely denied, we look into people who have straightened things out. I mean, you need to have a bill that really is comprehensive. They always talk about that, but I'm just, if this doesn't have any language in there, I might not be as supportive of it.
We don't need redundant laws. I mean, we shouldn't pay for the same thing twice or whatever. So if that's the case, they should request funding or something else, but just to make more BS on top of it. I know I already said it, but it just, what you said wraps it back up to the same point to me. Like, it's kind of pointless.
Yeah. But I feel for you there, G23, that you have to go through that every time. And as you said there, you got a lawyer and you had it all done, expunged and all that to get your rights back, and you got them back. That should be taken off the information that the FBI uses when they do a NICS check. And maybe it is, but it might have a little asterisk there saying this guy was a felon, and that's why they're holding it up.
Or it was cleared everywhere except there, right? All these other places. And, in the TV shows, it looks like the government is all tied together, but it really isn't as much as people would think. It's just like in the TV shows, they can process your DNA in about 3 seconds, and they can tell you your entire life history when they look you up on the computer and stuff. It's not as cut and dried as you want it to be. And on one side, to prove that you're innocent, you want that expediency. But on the other side, in order to prosecute you, there isn't that expediency. So the government is quick to do things that benefit them, but they're not quick to do things that benefit the citizens. They have forgotten at all levels that they work for us.
Yeah. But, now I appreciate you sharing that, G23. I really do. I mean, he paid roughly $5,000 to get his rights back.
Yep, I'm not surprised.
So he blackmailed the family attorney.
You spend $5,000 to get your rights back, and you buy a Glock. Come on.
That's cheap compared to what he stole from her.
So.
Yeah, but I mean, like, look at a divorce, right? You spend $5,000 to get your life back.
Yeah. So anyway, that's how I started the show, was about how, I noticed it on that bill. I mean, I'm not saying it's right. Personally, myself, I think if you've done your time and paid the price, you should be able to get all your rights back. And if if they don't trust you, then don't let you out of jail. That's the way I look at it. But or is that too evil?
No, I get that. There are some crimes that people go to jail for that you're wasting taxpayer money and you're wasting space in a jail. I think there's other crimes or other situations where you could do a whole house arrest thing. And I know you can do things with the ankle monitor or whatever, but I mean, in general, if somebody had the choice of, okay, you're going to get 25 years in prison or house arrest, meaning without some sort of sheriff's escort, you can't leave that house, right? And maybe even you make it at their cost. You've got to go to a doctor's appointment or something else like that. The sheriff's got to show up, and you've got to pay them back for their time to escort you back and forth. Something you want to move to another house, all right? We're going to sell the house and move. You're going to have to pay whatever it is, but you're locked in your house forever. Somebody might go, that's better than being in prison, and somebody else might go, oh no, I'm not. there are outside of the box ways, but somebody else might go, I don't care. This person is a, fill in the blank for the crime. I don't want them living in my neighborhood too. So I could see some sort of alternative solutions to us housing people in a prison, or giving somebody a little bit more freedom, but not really so much. If you were trapped in your house, I mean, we all remember what COVID did, trapping us in our houses. That wasn't freedom.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't. But
In a lot of ways, we just keep recycling trash, though. I mean, I know it's not a thing, but like banishment or the death penalty. But in some cases, we should clean house, because just to keep doing this same shit and us having to pay for it is ridiculous. Some of these crimes, in my opinion, even if you want to look like, on the religious aspect, some of these crimes, you deserve to die, in my opinion. But I know that may sound harsh, but really your reasonings doesn't matter when you killed somebody's daughter or something. You know what I mean? When it's cut and dry, when you're a predator, you should be dealt with. I mean, we take rabid dogs out and shoot them in a field. I don't see the difference.
The difference I see is that if you pee in the bushes in a park because you can't hold it any longer, or you molest a 3-year-old, you're charged the same.
Clear-cut differences.
That's BS.
Though.
That is BS.
Clear-cut differences. Don't
Just
get
like
me
using
wrong,
a firearm
but
in
the people I'm
self-defense.
speaking of are the people that have done this 2-3 times. They just keep going. Like, they're doing this thing. Why do we pay for them?
Yeah.
Why are we sending flyers out? I don't understand this. Like,
but what about
this is ridiculous.
What about the 3 strikes rule, Outcast? Isn't there a 3 strikes rule?
That's what they tell you, but not from what I've ever seen.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now they plead bargain everything out.
That's the biggest thing, But they finally plead bargain out, and then a guy goes to court. Then they let him off with probation. Then he turns around and does the same crime again. It's pitiful. It really is.
Meanwhile, somebody who went to the due diligence to expunge their records doesn't get justice.
Yes. Yeah. I mean, and all that information should be taken off their records if they went through all that and the courts approved it, and it should be done. It should be treated as a normal citizen. Shouldn't have to go through delays all the time at the gun store. So I don't know. It just something that caught my attention the other day. Normally, I know there's a lot of gun channels that do it, but these particular 2 that I saw, over the last year and a half, they've got worse, more and more going to the fear factor. They never used to, or not as, but now they're doing it all the time.
Hey, they've always done that. It's a scheme, man.
Yeah.
It's a scheme. Your world's ending. Send us money to fix it.
The bigger, and the asinine thing about it is, the bigger those channels are getting, the more they're doing the fear mongering. I guess they got to keep feeding the animal. So I don't know. I don't have to worry about that because I'm not that big. Mind you, I did see another YouTube of what's that the Department of Defense has hired Bloomberg to be a chair of some committee on innovation or something in the military. Oh, that ought to work out pretty good. I mean, you think about it, he's worth $70 billion. So he's not a stupid man to make that kind of, when making that kind of money. So as a businessman, he's got to be quite smart. So I'm not trying to defend the guy, but I'm just saying, he's not, we think he's an asshole. He is an asshole for his views on firearms and the Second Amendment. But as a businessman, to be a multi-billionaire, he ain't stupid in that sense. So. But I thought and he was nominated by the Secretary of Defense for that position. Now I don't know. Does the Secretary being nominated by the Secretary of Defense, does it still have to be approved by Congress? I don't know. So. Oh, Squibload. I stepped away to pour a highball. What did I miss? I was talking about Bloomberg getting a job with the DOD.
Oh, all right. Yeah. Next subject.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, I just wanted to mention that. I was moving on anyway.
No, I think it's good that you cover some different things, especially like at the end of the week, kind of help people recap, right?
Yeah.
Besides, we all know that you steal all your topics from other shows.
Oh, I do. But I didn't have 3 hours to waste this morning listening to Caliber Corner.
Hey, man, every time we tried to close out the show, we went down another rabbit trail.
Yeah. I listened to the first, I'll be honest with you, I maybe listened to 45 minutes of it while I was messing around here on the computer. That was about it.
So the most important part of the show that you should always listen to is at the very end when I say, bye, Alicia.
Yeah, it should be. And I mean, you got to be, at every show that he runs, the first hour and a half is spent on introductions. Before he gets to the topic.
Midnight Range TM has longer introductions, but you don't stay up late for that show. But yeah, no. And I mean, we'll start talking, he asks us, what have you been working on? Well, one week I'm working on nothing. The next week I've got 15 different projects going on. So like this morning I got up earlier than normal and shot a coffee review. Now I haven't even gone back to look at the footage. It's bad. As a matter of fact, Outcast actually helped me with the title. We're going to call it Complaint Blend because I was complaining about the customer service from ordering this coffee. So we went down the rabbit trail talking about that. But Travis is also the one who got me into coffee. So you're going to have the people who don't watch the show on a regular basis are going, what the hell are they talking about? And then you're going to have the people who watch the show every week going, oh, okay.
Yeah, yes, I listened to that. It wasn't. It's not it's not your coffee grinder. It's the coffee beans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's also just us going back and forth and having fun. But yeah, I understand with the long intros on some shows. I mean, hell, you forget the intros half the time on your show, Rick.
Oh, I know.
It's like, all right, I'm going to talk about everybody out in the chat, and then like 15 minutes in, oh crap, I didn't introduce my panel.
I got it today because all we had when I started was New York Outcast. He was the only one. So.
I was downstairs filming an unboxing video.
Okay. All right.
Now, I had some problems this morning with the camera. I was trying to download the coffee review while I was on Caliber Corner, and I don't know, computer went nuts, and I had to shut down and drop out and then come back, and I had a hard time rebooting the computer. Well, right before I come on your show, I was filming this, and I put the SD card back in the camera, and it just kept giving me faults. So I'm digging around trying to find another SD card. And eventually I got one. I formatted it, got it in the camera. I shot the video. This time I had my director there to tell me, do it again. No, do it again. And I closed it out and I tried to rush the end, right? I just, and blah, 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 blah. And then when I'm done, I go, oh crap, I didn't even show using the product. I just talked about it. I didn't even show using it. So I had to go back and and now I've got to try to edit all this together. And I don't even know if there's going to be like this lag or anything else where somebody's watching it going, why, how did he go from talking about, say, buy this to, oh, wait, I forgot to use it. So editing can be kind of an interesting thing. I'm sure you guys have had some issues with some of the videos you've made trying to go, oh, crap, now I got to go back and do this.
Oh, yeah.
Nah, I don't care. Yeah. Just write something in there and call it good.
Oh,
Both.
I just real quick. I'm not going to rehash the whole thing, but Vanessa said she was changing headphones, and what was I talking about? The DOD. I was just saying Bloomberg was nominated to be the chair of a committee on there to do with military innovations. That's what I was talking about, Vanessa. So just to bring you up to date. So
You know, in one way, this could just be his way of weaseling business deals. In another way, this is a way of him solidifying his name in the history books, or what they do, they build a legacy. But to me, it sounds like a money deal.
yeah. Plus, I think it's a way for Biden indirectly to pay him back for big donations to the party.
Yeah.
You know?
Money or power. He's already pretty much got money. I mean,
Well,
he
that's
doesn't
what I
have to
said.
go to work. Yeah, so there's got to be something else that's driving him. Access to something.
Yeah.
I don't know. Discounts, being able to buy something he couldn't. I don't know. There's got to be something.
Well, I think
Publicity. Who knows? All of the above, maybe.
Well, I think Trump was legacy building with his presidency. I mean, I do believe he's a patriot. I don't think he's everything everybody says. And a lot of people are like, oh, he's just trying to get business to his friends and stuff like that. And I'm sure he worked a couple backdoor deals with some people. But overall, I think it was like, well, let's see. I'm a billionaire. I'm famous. I'm sort of a TV actor. What's left? Right? He's too old to go back and do some sort of heroic military service. And he's not some brilliant scientist who can discover a new planet or cure cancer. So what's left? President of the United States. Because, Trump, go big or go home, right? And I think part of the reason he did what he did was just to have a legacy. It a little bit was for us, but not as much as some people give him credit for.
I see your point. I see your point there.
Look who's out there in the live chat.
Patriot in the dark. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and Rob. Hey, Patriot, how you doing? Jason Stewart's out there in the chat too. So they're all out
Hello,
there. Why aren't
Patriot.
they in here where they belong? So I don't know. It was just, that was just a couple of topics I was thinking about. Plus, it's. Now they're talking about what this morning Biden administration are beefing up police presence around the Super Bowl in case the Freedom Convoy that's technically meant to be starting on the 13th doesn't affect the traffic around the Super Bowl.
I think that would be a waste of resources for them.
But
It'd be funny though.
It would be.
Oh, by the way,
I couldn't care less about the Super Bowl on a normal day. Personally, think if people spent the kind of money they spend just related to that one game on anything else, whether it's our roads, healthcare, gun rights, we'd be solving problems. But people will spend buku bucks to go sit there and scream at some guys in tights. I just don't get it.
People spend any amount of money to get away from the wife and drink. So that's, but you do have a point out, Cass. There are less people watching the NFL now, I think, than in the past. But I wanted to say, I did buy some fire sauce today.
Oh, you found some?
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I was shocked when you brought that up. Where is it? I didn't realize there was a shortage of it.
Dude, we got to have fire sauce. I've got a well-stocked pantry, and it's right there next to the soy sauce because pound sign never enough soy. But and hey, get this, cranberry juice has been disappearing. Well, the same place I found the fire sauce, I found the cranberry juice.
Real cranberry juice?
Well, I mean, it's ocean spray, so it's from concentrate. But
No, man. Get the real stuff. If you're gonna buy juice, that's another huge complaint. Half the juice aisle is crap. That shit ain't real juice. Yeah, it's
You know, it
juice
works.
flavored or all this other crap. I mean, good God, you got to search in there to find something that's real. It's amazing. The whole world's gone to shit. Salad and real juice, damn it.
Yeah. Now I heard you guys this morning talking about blue cranberries? And stuff?
So somebody suggested that I get concentrated cranberry froze in the frozen section, but whether I use the 100% juice or I use the juice from concentrate, it works just fine in a Cosmopolitan.
Yeah. I mean, I agree with you. I mean, that's like when back in the day when I was drinking, if I was making a bourbon and Coke, didn't matter. I used to buy the cheapest bourbon that was out there because you destroyed it with the Coke. You know what I'm saying?
Well, that was the whole point of it. Back during Prohibition, they had all this crappy alcohol, and they were trying to find ways to make it so it didn't taste so crappy. So they were mixing it with things like pop and whatnot. I'm not saying all cocktails come from that, but that's kind of the basic story of where some of that happened. And there's some validity to that. I was trying to do a test where I was using $5 and $6 whiskeys to make cocktails to find out which one would be the one that might fool your guests if you were trying to serve a whole bunch of mixers on the cheap. And I got pretty effed up making that.
Yes, I remember watching that one. I remember watching one of those that you were doing.
The reason I was at the store was the small mom and pop up the street has got the better meat department. The butchers up there do a pretty good job compared to the big box stores. So I was going up there to get some top sirloin because I'm going to attempt to make the beef broccoli stir fry that TPC Cooks did a video on just, what was that, this week? So he's got his recipe right there in the description section in his video. And I had to ask him about blanching broccoli because I've never done that. But after this show, I'm going to attempt to make it.
Okay. You're going to might have to do a video on it.
I've got the tripod out and I'm charging up the mic on the camera. I might try to film it, but more than likely, like some of my other cooking videos, it'll get scrapped. At some point, I need to get the grill out because somebody made a recommendation for next time I do one on Kogel's hot dogs to either soak them or cook them in chicken broth before I grill them. So I might do that and might make a video on that. But, I'm really not very good of a cook. But what he made in his video, I'll put a link to it out there in the chat, but it looked really good. It had a lot of vegetables in it. And if you mix them together just right, they can really bring out the flavor.
Yeah. Oh, Patriot in the Dark says, does it matter if Squib uses real cranberries or not? He has enough flowers and umbrellas in his drinks to distract you.
I actually bought some of those umbrellas because of him. I don't know where I put them.
Oh.
They're probably behind the $20 a bag coffee.
Oh yeah, that is too. What was it? Too powdery? Is that what you said this morning?
So my favorite coffee is a roast they call Ariosa, and this is an older coffee recipe.
That's like a cowboy coffee, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's a cowboy coffee. Yes, that's what it's known as, and it's really good. Well, I decided to go ahead and get the organic, which you pay more for. And instead of buying a 1 pound bag and trying it out, I just went ahead and bought it in bulk in 4 pounds. And the organic is not as good as the regular stuff. Now I talked to them. They actually called me. They wanted to know what, why I was leaving negative comments on their. They had emailed me, and I emailed them back and said, because they sent out a generic, "How was your product? Blah blah. How would you rate it?" kind of thing. And I'm like, no. And he said that maybe there's a problem with my grinder. He said maybe you have too much humidity in the air in the house, or there's static or something. And I ground 3 other whole beans in there, didn't have that issue. And he also said that because of some sort of drought in Brazil, that they haven't been able to source their beans from the normal places. I guess everybody's having trouble getting coffee beans. So he said that that might have been why the beans weren't up to snuff. So he said, I'll send you a free bag of coffee. Go ahead and try it out. So that's what I did the video on this morning, trying out this, and it really wasn't anything great. But I've seen coffee prices go up in the past, like regular, like Folgers Maxwell House, right? When they've had issues in South America, but I haven't seen Folgers or Maxwell House go up this year.
Yeah, I'm not
Oh,
a
you
big
haven't been
coffee
looking,
drinker
man.
anyway.
You haven't been looking.
Oh, I was at Sam's.
Like they didn't raise the price. What they did was they switched the damn container, so they're actually smaller. They look the same.
Oh.
You got to be real careful, but they're actually smaller, bastards.
So the price did go up.
So Rick, you drink tea instead of coffee because you're faux English?
Yeah, I mean, this here in this mug is tea.
Now, is it
tea.
like black tea or?
It's black tea. It's a British company called PG Tips. It's black tea. I drink it hot. I drink it without milk, but I do occasionally put sugar in it. And I drink it. I make and I have a little 2-cup pot that I make. I make 2 cups in the morning, and then I'll make another one like for the show, and I'll have this. And normally I'll make a pot in the evening to drink while I'm watching TV.
Now, does that stuff wake you up? Because tea has never made me more alert like coffee does.
No, I've never. No, even though it's got caffeine in it, it's never affected me like coffee does. G23, do you put milk in your tea? I used to. I used to be a milk and 2 sugar type of guy with my tea for years and years and years. But I got rid of I stopped taking the milk about 4 or 5 years ago. I tried it with milk just the other day, actually, and I couldn't drink it. It was a waste. I had to tip it down the sink. I can drink it without sugar. I should drink it without sugar, but occasionally I'll put sugar in it. But I just drink it like you drink black coffee. I'll drink my tea, just hot and black. Straight up out of the pot.
Now, Patriot in the Dark saying, my coffee has doubled in price since last year. Even Folgers has went up by about 40%. I guess because I buy all the hoity-toity coffee for my coffee reviews, I haven't noticed. I mean, I do buy store brand coffee from time to time. It's, what is it? Is it like $15 for 2 pounds? And every now and then I'll buy Folgers Maxwell House. It's either when it's on sale at the grocery store or I'll buy it in bulk at Sam's Club. But a lot of times I've been buying these other coffees to try them out to make videos, and that's how we've had our coffee now. So I guess because they're already expensive, I haven't noticed. Now with that Arbuckles, they didn't raise the price of their coffee. Instead, what they did was they messed with the shipping and receiving. And it's like, if you left the shipping and receiving alone and just jacked up the price of the coffee, it probably wouldn't have been complaint blend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was shopping at Sam's Club yesterday, and I noticed a lot of things had gone up that I hadn't seen go up in a while. And I mean, some of it was significant. But I mean, still buying in bulk especially if you've got, more than one person in the house, it's still the way to go.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, you guys keep the conversation going, because I have got to go take a whiz.
See, it's all that tea. The tea will make you pee.
It is.
Lack of salad, mac and cheese.
And when you get up to my age, when you gotta go, you gotta go. You can't
I hope he turns his mic off.
That has happened before, not with Rick, but with other people on live shows. It's like, dude, your mic is hot. Well, wait a minute. You're the one always washing your dishes, supposedly, but it sure doesn't sound like that.
Hey, man, washing dishes, getting coffee out of the water cooler, or the water for coffee out of the water cooler. Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I've proven it a dozen times. It's not me in the bathroom.
I keep forgetting you have that water cooler. Do you have that delivered, or do you go refill it yourself?
Delivered. Delivery is only like $1. It's like the cheapest delivery in the world or something like that.
Now, how many bottles do you like? You exchange it, right?
Yep. Usually, let's see. Lately, I think we're going through like 18 a month.
That's not bad. That's not bad.
Yeah.
I go and refill the purified drinking water that I use. Travis has got me into using that for coffee. Now we're using it for everything. And the place where I buy my rock salt for the water softener and then salt for the driveway, they have a refill program. So a local company up here that does distilled and purified water and whatnot, they sell it in a really thick plastic jug, a gallon jug. So you pay about $1 more for that than the cheap, crappy one, but you can make this thing last months. So I've just been buying like 2 of those a week until I had about 20 some odd jugs. And then I just go over to this other place and refill it for about 35 cents a gallon. But having it delivered, especially for $1, man, that's worth it.
Yeah.
Well, how big
It's
are
not bad.
those? What are those, 5 gallons?
Yeah, it's 5 gallons. So my cooler also cools and heats, so which is nice. Like hot chocolate, kids will use it for like cups of noodles, all types of different things like
Do
that.
you use it for your coffee?
No, well, yeah, I use the water for my coffee, but I don't do instant coffee much. Although I do have it, and I've done it often that as well as tea. Now, tea snobs would probably bitch. May not be the perfect temperature, but it's pretty damn hot. So it works. It tastes like tea. I don't know.
Rick, do you use purified water in your tea?
No. No, afraid not.
Frickin' heathen.
Yeah. I use just straight water out of the faucet. Or as we would say in England, out of the tap.
Man, you can taste that chlorine. Tell you.
Well,
You start drinking like clean water and then switch back.
The water's purified is boiled.
Well, what do you got? Well water? Where you are? You're probably off a well. Yeah.
No, I'm on. I'm on the.
A city.
Yeah, city water.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I got a kettle. I got an electric kettle, and I boil my water.
The boiling will kill maybe bacteria or viruses in it, but it doesn't purify it. No.
Okay, wrong word, Danny. But it kills most of the taste too. So.
Reverse osmosis is the way to go, my opinion. Cleans a lot of that junk out, including the fluoride and all that crap. Like the taste is crazy, but you don't know until you know.
It's bad enough that I pay $20 a month for my goddamn water.
Dude, right? Do you want me to scan my water bill and email it to you?
then I got to buying bottled water just goes against the grain. I used to drink. I say that I used to buy bottled water, but I stopped after a while and said, "Why am I doing this?"
This might be why you don't like mac and cheese. Why you don't like salad and stuff like that, because you've been drinking city water, man.
Yeah. You know who got me into bottled water was the military. We had a flood come through the base, and we couldn't drink the tap water. We could shower with it and do laundry with it and wash vehicles and things like that, but they said do not drink it, do not cook with it. So they're bringing in pallets of purified drinking water and giving it to us. And I'd never had this growing up in my life. Never bought bottled water. I mean, well water was fine. And I was like, this water tastes pretty good. Then when I was living on a ship for 6 months, all the water on the ship, except when we were connected to the shore, was distilled seawater, which is the best tasting water I've ever had in my life. So when I got out, I started paying for purified and distilled water, and haven't gone back.
Now, talking about the other day, what's today? Saturday. Yesterday, actually, we talked about it yesterday. When I was down at breakfast at the diner, back in the 70s, when I lived here on the farm in the summer, I remember we would be out playing, and we we were thirsty, we would just either, if we were near the house, just turn on the hose and drink it that way. Or if we were out and about, we just lay down at the creek and drink straight out of the creek. Didn't hurt us, but it wasn't bad back in the 70s. Not around here anyway. You know? That's the good old days.
It's not really wise to just drink out of creeks, especially
Back in the
without boiling.
70s, it wasn't a problem.
Yeah,
The water was
maybe
coming straight
not.
out of the spring. You know?
No,
But-
wait a minute. Back in the 70s, there was that commercial with the crying Indian and the pollution in the stream. Rick, were you drinking out of that stream?
Yes. Yeah.
Outcast is going, what commercial? What crying Indian? Don't you mean Native American? You freaking racist.
Yeah.
I don't know. All I know is, nowadays, at least here, a lot of the streams and creeks are nasty.
Well,
They look nice, but water quality, not good.
Jason
Floods,
Stewart
all
goes,
the crap that happens, just not good.
It goes, damn, Rick, my water is $90 and I'm never home or cook, just shower and laundry. Well, mine's $20 for my water. Then they charge me $50 for my sewer.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So you tell your water company that you only piss at your neighbor's house. So
Yeah.
put that on his bill.
So, like on $100 water bill here, 15 is water, 85 is sewage, and the reason being is because of Detroit. Everybody thinks the Flint water crisis that happened, I call it water crisis. That's what the news called it. Affected just all these people. And it's all throughout Michigan and blah blah blah. It was really about Detroit water, and you go, Detroit isn't even anywhere near Flint. Yeah, that's how messed up it was. The city of Detroit has been scamming all the surrounding areas for decades, because they're the ones that process the sewage for water too, but sewage for so many municipalities. And that's how they pay for their sins. So they'll get you one way or the other.
Patriot said, don't forget that was a fake Indian.
Yeah, it was an Italian actor, actually.
Yeah.
But hey, now wait a minute. The creek you were drinking out of was Mitchell Creek, though, wasn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, so you're fine.
Yeah. Yes, Patriot, I did get it. Thank you very much. G23, is it your 70th birthday? I ain't that old. Not yet.
Probably why he's got 12 toes.
I've officially turned old. I'm 65.
But you feel like you're 70.
The way my body aches, yeah. Yeah. Hey, Raphael. So, I do. Like right now, wintertime, I always feel worse than I do in the spring and summer because it's cold and damp and everything else. I just hurt all over. I was telling Rob before we started, because I didn't do my show Wednesday because my back and I had a splitting headache and just didn't feel right. My back is a lot better. And I finally I had to go to the doctors and finally I even went and had they went and checked my back for me. I didn't have the MRI because the local hospital, I looked at that machine and I said, I ain't going to fit inside that. And I said, if I do, I said, it'd be rough. It'd be
because you're a chicken shit. Just say it.
Basically,
it'll be too close and it makes noise.
Yes,
Ooh.
yeah, basically.
Ooh.
Anyway, some doctor checked me out, done X-rays and everything else, and he told me which muscle it was, and I can't remember the Latin name for it, but it's on my right side, way down, just sort of around at the base of my spine on the right side. And it's a hell of a lot better now, but every now and then, if I move wrong, it will twinge and bring a tear to my eye, but otherwise I'm doing all right.
What if all your dreams, everything you ever wanted, was on the other side of that MRI tube? Would you go through it?
No.
Wow.
No, they said go through it or you die, I'll say, give me the gun, I'll pull the trigger myself.
Now that's some crazy phobia, man. What happened to you? Did you get stuck underneath like 5 women or something? I mean,
No, now
what's
the
made
strange
you?
thing is, I never used to be that way. Never used to be. But in the last
You
sort
sure
of,
you didn't get pinned under a car?
in the last sort of 10 years or so, I've sort of gone that way. Even
But you
honestly,
understand it's not realistic, right?
I mean,
And you're in a hospital, so if something were to happen, that's
yeah,
the
yeah,
ideal place, right?
yeah. I mean, put it this way, stupid as it sound. For argument's sake, say it's kind of funny, but even if I'm sleeping in my bed, right, and like because I have 3 or 4 pillows on my bed, but if one of them sort of covers my face, oh man, it freaks me out. It's I don't know what it is. It's just last 10 years or so. I just don't. I just I don't know. Maybe I'm afraid I'm not. I'm going to get stuck and not get out. Is what it comes down to.
But you can't cover that fear with your mind and knowledge, knowing that you're actually more than likely going to be perfectly fine. I mean, it's not like something where you're going to die, right? You just don't want to get stuck.
Yeah, yeah. The thought of yeah. I mean, and actually, it's not so much the small space. It's getting stuck. That's the part that bothers me.
So what if they hooked like a strap to your leg or something?
I
And
don't
a
know.
couple bottles of gel to squirt on the side if they had to pull you out.
Yeah, I mean they make one now that's sort of like open theoretically. They keep telling me they're going to send me to a hospital that has one. I've never seen one yet, only on television. So, but anyway, we figured out what it is. So it's getting better. It's getting better. Slow, but he did tell me. He said where it is in my lower back, like it is, and with all this weight I'm carrying, with my big gut, that's a lot of weight in the front. And when I'm sitting up or moving, so he just got me just then. He said it's going to take a while for it to heal. So at least I know what it is now. I thought when I was going for the MRI, and I thought it was I kept saying, my my spinal stenosis got worse, but it's not in the same place. But it actually originally I thought what was worrying me is I thought that my new hip had come apart, because it feels down low around between my waist and my hip area. But it's a muscle. I know it's a muscle, so because my hip's fine. He moved my leg all over the place. I said, God damn. And every now and then he would tweak it where my muscle would spasm. And I told it, and I would yell at the doctor. I said, Christ almighty, but my hip is fine. So it's a muscle in my back. He asked me if I wanted a script for muscle relaxers. I said, no, thanks. I said, I take enough medication as it is now. So
The list for this intervention is just getting longer and longer, Rick. I mean, we got mac and cheese, the casserole, which I'm with you on the casserole. I won't force any of that, but mac and cheese, and now this MRI machine. I mean, how are we going to counter that? We're going to have to get like a garbage can to stick over your head to simulate one or something. Well, we got mac and cheese, force feeding you. I don't know how we're going to do this, but it's going to be one heck of a time when we get together.
Yes, yeah.
And don't forget about the salad.
Yeah, I know they're not new machines there, G23, but honestly, any hospital I've gone to in years have not had one. because they keep telling me. I mean, I say, "And you got one of them open ones?" And they go, "No, they cost too much." You know, so every hospital I've gone through must be cheap ass hospitals because they don't have one. No, you ain't gonna get me. No, I ain't eating mac and cheese either. I'm sorry. Eating
Can't
mac-
they just sedate you?
what, to go into the machine?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess they could. I've never mentioned it to them, but why not? Now, see, they have said there will give me something to like sedate me, like they theoretically they. What did I do? Oh, when they done my when I was in hospital doing that heart thing, they gave me a sedation. Basically, but all they gave me was oh hell, I can't think of the name of it now. Well-known drug to smooth me out. I can't think of the name of it now. That's gone, but it didn't do nothing for me. If you, I mean, knock me out and send me in it, I'll be fine. You know, or make me so drowsy I don't realize I'm going in it. You know, but just sort of like sedating me, making me nice and calm, ain't gonna do it because I know I still know what's going on. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is, and I ain't changing. So anyway, while I'm here, I just want to mention the R&L display wall mount that I'm using for my AR-15 behind me here. And there's actually the table mount up there too, but I'm using the one on the wall. It all cut. I mean, that the table mount and the wall mount all come in as one package. And you know, R&L displays. He even has one now for the what the hell? You done a video on it the other day. What was it? Oh, you know, anything that uses a Glock mag. He has one of those on his he sells now. American company, veteran owned, you know, made in the good old US of A. And when you check out, use Rick's Life and get 15% discount. Now I get nothing for that. I'm not doing it for money or anything else. I'm doing it because he's a good guy.
Hey, you get brownie points, man.
Yeah, basically that's it. You know. So, but I think they look good. I think the firearm looks great hanging on the wall there. You know. I'm not sure if I like that sling though. You know, I might have to get a different one. So, but I haven't been shooting it lately. I didn't shoot it this week. You know, because I don't want to waste the ammo. To be quite honest with you, I was gonna go look for primers this week, but my friend and I never made it. But we talked about it Friday. We're going this coming week. We're going to go to a couple of gun stores that sell reloading supplies to see if there's any around in our area. So that's what we're doing. Anyway, my God, look at the time. It's 4:15 already. So, anything else you want to talk about, guys? Besides mac and cheese and my phobia for going into tight places.
Talk about salad. When's the last time you had one? Too long ago.
It was a couple. Actually, I didn't really. I don't know if I mentioned this before, but I didn't realize this. I actually saw it on the. I think it's the very first time I actually looked at a Deb's truck stop diner menu, and they actually do salads. As you know,
yeah,
yeah, you know, like a Caesar salad or some stuff like that, there was another salad down there. Anyway, So I was thinking of ordering those for lunch. Same price, same price as the regular lunch. From what
Well,
I was
have you seen
told,
them? Are they decent size?
from what I've seen and what I was told, yeah. They're I
Yeah,
mean they're size of a
there
dinner
you
plate,
go.
Size of a dinner plate sort of heaped up, you know.
All
So
right.
I thought I'd give them a try, you know.
I think you should.
I thought with spring and summer coming,
All
be a
right.
way to
You know,
lose
you
weight,
got to
eat a
get
salad
active,
every
Rick.
time I go down there,
You
you
got to
know.
get active. You got
Gotta
to
get
take part in your health there and try to do more. Because
and
honestly, just sitting around, you're gonna feel like shit.
you
That's
know.
that's what happens with the body. You gotta, go through a little pain, get active, and then you'll actually feel a little better throughout just normal life. Telling you, need to get you chasing some ladies. Don't they have bingo or something in your area? Cow patty throwing or something. They got to do something
No,
around
what
there.
they have here is here they play euchre. Is that the name of the card game?
No idea.
Yeah, it's called
But if
euchre.
there's chicks there, maybe you should go check it out.
Back in the day, we're talking last century. Euchre used to be a hell of a popular game in this country, but it's only in certain pockets now, and this happens to be one of them. They even have tournaments where you can win money playing this goddamn card. It's like it's Trump's basically. You know what I'm saying?
Could be a place to find some inspiration, Rick.
Euchre is an easy card game to learn and play, and I don't like playing card games. But in high school, we all played euchre on lunch. We were sitting at the lunch table. That was the thing.
Yeah, well, the guys. Lately, this past week, they've been. Normally there's four guys that always play, sit in the corner. These four old boys. Now we got two tables, a bunch of people coming and playing, and they're trying to talk me into playing. But they take it too seriously.
Any females?
Not at our diner, no.
No. You need
But
a
where I
different
was
game
going
then.
with this is they have this. Euchre is very popular here. They have there is a tournament going on somewhere every week in this area, and that's where the women go to play. So
Okay.
I was
That's
getting there.
something.
I was just beating around the bush to get to the point.
What's it cost for you to go out and play that? Does it cost any money?
Oh yeah, you got to have an entry fee if you're playing in the tournament. But
Okay.
it was
Like what kind of money though?
$5.
Oh, that's all right. It's not
You know
too
what I'm
bad.
saying?
Listen to this guy. It always comes down to money with him.
I know.
Well, yeah, you gotta run the numbers, but there's people spending a lot more than $5 on
Jason
entertainment
Stewart
these
says
days. So
playing cards is the devil.
So the doctor will tell outcasts, look, you've got a terminal illness. You've only got 24 hours to live, but fortunately we have the cure. It's in the back. It's only $5. The New York outcast would be going, $5? Are you out of your damn mind?
I know you made that for $1.99. Stop trying to rob me.
Yeah, I wouldn't put that past you. So what can I say? All right. Yeah, we're talking about salads. I got that taken care of. I'm going to start eating those. I don't know if I'm going to start straight away because it's still winter time, but I'm.
Oh, don't procrastinate now. At least try one recently. I want to hear how it is Wednesday. You know you're gonna be down there. It ain't gonna kill you. Try one, see what they got.
So
make me call Deb. Bribe her to just give you salad every time you go.
Rich White, at Squibload. Of course, it comes down to money with Rob. He's a tightwad. Yep, yep. It's all about the money. Yeah, but you were that was you in that movie, wasn't it? Show me the money.
Show me the money.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So yeah, but back to what I was saying, euchre is the gamer in this area. So everybody plays it. They're actually astounded that I don't play it. You know? So I said, yeah, everybody's astounded that that I'm not a Democrat too, because Mitchell's around here are Democrats. You know? So I said, well, I can't, you know, that's why I'm the black sheep of the family. But most of them have changed sides. And the ones that did vote Democrat are regretting it right now. But I ain't going to get into politics, but I just wanted to mention that, you know. So. Oh, I don't know if I mentioned this either. But talking about women, my, when I, you know, my, what you call it now, was it, when was it? Friday? Was it yesterday? Or was it last week? Anyway, they were talking about meeting somebody. I said, only problem here is, I said, everybody's a damn cousin. I'm related to nearly everybody around here. But, we laughed about it, but I actually looked it up, right? It's legal to marry a second or third cousin in this state, right? It's even legal to marry a first cousin in Indiana, but there is a caveat with that. Both of you have to be over 65. That's the law in Indiana. That's weird, you know, but so I just thought I'd mention that. You know, that's back here in the backwoods, you know. So
I thought they just didn't ask until they had a reason to try to break up. And then they're like, oh, shit, you're so-and-so's kid? Son of a bitch. See, I knew it.
Talking about that, I was my son, my oldest son, the other day. It was funny. I was laughing my head off. I don't know if I told you guys this story. We're talking. I said, yeah, my buddy had to go haul water. I said, he goes up to the fire station, and I think he pays $7 and gets, I think it's 500 gallons of water or something. It's not expensive. I said, then he hauls it back and puts it in his tank at his house. And my son goes, he goes, hauling water. He said, this is 2022. He couldn't believe people still haul water in today's age.
That's a good price, man. $7 for 500 gallons. Shit, I'd be driving over there too.
You know. So no, but it was me. My son said it. I mean, I thought it was funny. You know. So yeah, I said they still do. I said we still got dirt roads too here. Dirt and gravel roads around here.
That's funny. Where's your kid living?
Down in Orlando, Florida.
Okay. Yeah.
You know? So, I just thought it was the way he came out with it. He said, "Hauling water. This is 2022."
It's funny.
You know, but they still do. So, you know.
I know a guy that lives pretty well. Got his own property, cabin, gets paid for oil rights and this and that off the property. He's straight off grid. He gets his water from a bucket, you know, basically from a stream every day. So if he needs power, he runs a generator.
Water from a stream?
Yeah, I think he filters it, but he's probably one of them big burpees or something. So last time I seen him, he was basically just getting his place set up. So he had a generator for power, but by now he's probably all set up, like, completely off grid.
Yeah, that's what I still want to do that. I don't know if I'm going to be capable or ever do it, but that's something I would really have my own place. I really would love
Yeah.
that.
It's a
Even
nice
though, I
setup.
mean,
You
I know
can't
I
even.
talked about having hogs and stuff like that, but even if I just had chickens, would be good, something to supplement the old budget. I mean, I as I told you guys, I stopped go. I don't go down the diner Tuesdays and Thursdays now. I missed that out because I don't know. I mean, maybe if I was working, then I more likely wouldn't have this issue. Money wouldn't be a problem, But when your dollar item in the dollar store goes up to $1.25, there's a problem. Not a dollar store anymore. So actually, I was looking I was trying to think what there was that was $1, and I don't recall finding it. I'm gonna have to look next time I'm in there to see what $1, if there's anything actually in there that's $1 anymore. So that's pretty sad. All right. There was something else I was going to mention. I can't remember what in the hell it was. So it couldn't have been that important. No.
You can get a pack of Rips. You can get Boston baked beans, small pack of M&Ms. Let me see here. Raisinets. There's a few things you can still get for $1.
Okay.
Not
I
many,
wasn't thinking
but a
about
few.
the candy aisle because I didn't want to mention candy in case you went off the deep end.
Moderation. Hey,
There's
nothing wrong with candy. It's just how much candy it could be the issue.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with pizza or cookies. You can have a little bit of that now and then, but it's salads, the good stuff, mac and cheese has to be the main things going on. It's all moderation.
No, but actually no. But I'm thinking of going. I might actually though, because living on my own, fixing meals is a real pain in the ass, and fixing salads is a pain in the ass. So if I buy it down at the diner for lunch, instead of eating what I'm eating a salad down there, that will cure the problem. Somebody else is making it. I could even get a salad to take home too.
Yeah, but you do shopping at Walmart, don't you? Not all the time, but sometimes,
not all the time.
Right? Okay.
Oh.
Well, when you shop there, not that I recommend it, but salad's pretty damn cheap. You can get like a giant bag for $3 and change or something. It doesn't last, so I wouldn't recommend doing that. But you can get those smaller ones, break it in half, and it would be fine for a couple days.
Oh, actually
cucumber or this or that. Like it'll hold for a few days.
I can buy the new Dollar General, right, which is 4 miles the other direction. They have a produce department now, so they have lettuce, tomatoes, onions, all that in there now.
It's cheaper to make your own salads per se, but considering they don't last and you're one person, it probably wouldn't be. So.
But anyway, that's where we're at. So there was something else I was going to mention. I can't remember what in the hell it was. No, it's gone. It's totally gone. So either it wasn't that important or it was a lie. Either one, and I don't think it was a lie, but it couldn't have been that important. Nope, it's gone. I'll more likely remember it after I sign off. But anyway, while we're doing this, let's wind this down with plugs and shout outs. You got any, Rob?
Yeah, R&L Displays. Check it out. Join the club. Support your firearms. Don't let them get violent and all that crazy stuff. Besides that, Patriot in the Dark was out there. he's always got some really good quotes, so I recommend people check that out. Obviously, everybody else amongst each other, and have a great evening.
All right. Oh, Rich Wright said, just wait. Give them months and they'll build a Dollar General next door to you. They breed like rabbits. Yeah, I mean, they are everywhere. Dollar
Yeah,
General.
they are.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
I've seen them in towns with like 2,500 people in them. Like not even in the town, but the outside of the town of 2,500 people or something. It's amazing. They're going up everywhere.
Oh, the town that's 4 miles over maybe has 600-700 people, and that's it. And it's
It's
got
amazing.
a brand spanking new Dollar General. You know, it's even got a self-service checkout. Can you believe that? In a one-horse town?
It's horrible, man.
You know?
There's at least got to be one horse that could use a job in that town.
Yeah. So, all right. Squib, you got anything?
Nothing that I can think of. I mean, once again, I'll put a link out there to this beef broccoli stir fry that TPC Cooks did a video on. Hopefully, I have some success at this. I don't know that I'll make my own video. I might try to film it, but it'll probably end up scrapped like so many other things. So thanks for the link to the show, and yeah, just kind of a all over general kind of chat today. Those aren't bad shows, Rick.
No, that's what I thought too. So went for it. Oh, Rich White says, I've seen a Dollar General in the middle of a cow pasture with nothing around it. Yeah, that brand new one that's down in the name of the town, Celestine. It's right on the outskirts, and I'm trying to think. One side of it is nothing but a cow field. The other side, I think there's a small building, but it's practically out in the middle of nowhere. So.
There's a place called Nowhere, Arizona, and seriously, I think the only thing there is a billboard where they spray painted the word Nowhere on there, and underneath is a Dollar General.
Yeah. So, well, there we go. Anyway, I'm going to wind it up, guys. I'm going to feed the cats, get myself something to eat. I don't know what I'm having. Actually, I might throw some burgers on the grill. That's a real easy 5-minute job, you know. Don't take.
Not going to take the time to season the burgers, or maybe breadcrumbs and green peppers or something in there.
No, I'll just chop up an onion while they're cooking.
Breadcrumbs and burgers.
Yeah,
meatloaf burger.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah, well, you take the ground beef, right? You put in a binder, and mix in some vegetables, and yeah. And it's, don't you remember Eddie Murphy, the welfare burger? Better than McDonald's? Not better than McDonald's. That's a welfare burger.
So, yeah. Oh, mind you, though, the dollar store sells, believe it or not, frozen meat. And I bought some the other day just to try it. And actually, no. You say that. I bought four boneless pork chops for $7.50. And they were a good, I mean, they were cut at least 3/4 of an inch lean. And what I'm saying is they were tender. I was damn surprised. I was expecting it to be old and tough and everything else, but it surprised me, actually.
It's amazing what they can do with dehydrated cranberries these days.
You know?
All I was thinking of was Sling Blade, where it's like, you still got that there potted meat on special.
Yeah. Hey, all else tells you can eat Vienna sausages. You know? Oh, there we go. All right, guys. This going nowhere. So I want to say thank you to everybody in the chat for stopping by on this, here in Indiana, chilly Saturday afternoon. I really do appreciate it. And if health holds up, which I think it will, I will be back on Wednesday at 7 p.m. And so I will see you all then. So I want to say goodbye, everybody. All right. Good afternoon. Goodbye, Sabrina.